Behind the phantom of the three ancient clans, there stood the enormous illusory form of Dao Gu Yima, belonging to him. At this moment, it also took a giant step forward, the ground trembling beneath the force of its march as it approached Wang Lin. Wang Lin's eyes gleamed with a strange light. With his right hand forming a seal, instead of retreating, his body took a step forward. He suddenly pointed ahead, and the Dao Gu skull behind him, lacking a left eye, let out a deafening roar. The massive skull surged forward and, in the blink of an eye, merged with Wang Lin's towering figure. Upon this fusion, a blinding light erupted from Wang Lin's body. From a distance, it appeared that, after merging with the Dao Gu skull, Wang Lin was now positioned right in the hollow of the skull's left eye socket. Dao Gu inheritance. Yima has lost his left eye, and today, I shall take on its form to restore this skull to some semblance of completeness. The light emanating from Wang Lin enveloped the left eye of Yima's skull. As the light flickered, the skull now appeared whole. At that moment, a roaring collision ensued between the phantom of the three ancient clans belonging to the middle-aged man and another illusory form of Yima. The sound of their clash echoed like a storm, and the phantom of the three ancient clans, like three sharp swords, pierced straight into the center of the skull's brow and both eyes. Then, the Yima phantom, transformed by the middle-aged man, took another step forward and launched a fierce punch. At this moment, if the starry sky were compared to the heavens and the earth, then the heavens and the earth twisted and shook, the ground quaking. Wang Lin's Dao Gu skull opened its massive mouth and, with a forceful exhale, blew a gust of Dao Gu energy towards the starry sky and all that was illusory. This breath was the essence of Wang Lin's Dao Gu inheritance, one of the divine powers of the ancient clan. A thunderous sound reverberated as the clash between Wang Lin and the middle-aged man caused the phantom of the three ancient clans before the man to crumble and collapse. The illusory form of Yima shattered alongside it. The middle-aged man's face turned pale, and a mouthful of blood sprayed out as his body was violently sent sliding backward. Wang Lin wasn't in a better condition either. The three swords piercing through the skull's brow and eyes drove their sharpness directly into his body. Moreover, Yima's phantom fist caused the Dao Gu skull to tremble and explode. As the skull shattered, Wang Lin coughed up blood, his body hurriedly retreating. A wound appeared on his forehead, leaving a trail of blood, and two shocking lines of blood tears appeared in his eyes. His vision blurred, turning blood red. As he retreated, Wang Lin's expression became fierce. He suddenly looked up, glaring fiercely at Yima's son, who was retreating in the distance. Yima's son also raised his head and fixed his gaze on Wang Lin, eyes burning with a murderous intent. This was a battle to the death. Either he would die, or his opponent would perish. There was no third option. As they both raised their heads, a violent battle intent surged in Yima's son's eyes. With a step forward, he didn't bother recreating his illusory form. Instead, he leapt into the air and, with both hands forming a seal, pointed toward the starry sky. "The starry sky is my heaven," Yima's son growled. As his hands pointed, the starry sky outside the revolving wheel formation instantly distorted. It seemed as if an unusual power from beyond the heavens had arrived, disrupting the entire star domain. Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. The strange power distorting the starry sky filled him with a sense of impending danger. A life-or-death crisis suddenly engulfed him, and his hairs stood on end. This feeling was familiar to Wang Lin. It had accompanied him throughout his life. Without hesitation, Wang Lin raised his right hand and grasped the void. A spatial crack appeared, and a burst of green light shot out. Within that green light, there was a small shield. This shield, which had been restored, was the cyan light shield. While it might not be indestructible, within it lay the divine ability of the ancient god, known as the dream of returning to antiquity. With Wang Lin's cultivation from back in the day, unleashing this dream of returning to antiquity technique would be enough to kill a cultivator in the fifth decay of heaven and man stage. Using it now, combined with his Dao Gu aura, granted him supreme power. Furthermore, after studying it, Wang Lin had altered the technique with his dream Dao art, making it different from when he first learned it. Holding the shield, Wang Lin squeezed the Dao Gu power within him, causing it to surge. With the sudden increase in green light, the dream of returning to antiquity technique was activated. A vast and desolate aura spread throughout the starry sky. In that instant, the stars outside the revolving wheel formation seemed to be pulled back to the ancient times. The starry sky was replaced with the boundless heavens and earth. Though this all appeared illusory, it was frighteningly real. On the earth below, massive figures emerged. Ancient gods, ancient demons, and ancient devils all roared in unison, their voices shaking the heavens. As the three ancient clans appeared one by one, their numbers, though only 3,000, were so immense that they seemed to stretch. The ancient wind howled. But even this wind carried a sense of desolation. As it passed through, a heavy, deathly air filled the atmosphere. The son of Xun'er was drawn into this dream of returning to antiquity. Standing atop the vast sky, his expression changed drastically as he clearly saw his surroundings. At that moment, the sky twisted. A colossal foot, accompanied by a thunderous roar, descended from the clouds, crashing onto the earth. The ground shook violently with a thunderous noise, and countless fissures rapidly spread, enveloping the area. As the giant foot lifted, a massive footprint-shaped crater was revealed beneath it. The foot then advanced again, this time heading straight for the son of Xun'er. With a hideous expression, the son of Xun'er clenched his hands and, having previously used the starry sky as heaven technique, began the incantation for his next divine ability. His hands gripped the void, and with a roar, he shouted, "The strongest technique passed down from my ancestors. With all things as heaven, with the hands of my ancient clan, I shall tear apart heaven and earth. This technique, tear heaven." With a fierce roar, the son of Xun'er's hands tore at the void, and a sharp ripping sound echoed through the air. The world trembled, and before him, the sky twisted violently as he tore open a massive rift. This tear heaven power was one of Xun'er's strongest divine abilities. Even Wang Lin knew only the name of this technique through the Dao Gu inheritance, but had never learned how to use it. As the colossal foot crashed down toward the son of Xun'er, he roared, lifting his hands again and tearing outward. The giant foot trembled and, with a loud crash, was torn in half. The ground shook with the reverberating noise. The son of Xun'er turned sharply, his eyes fixed on the distant Wang Lin. He stepped forward, and as he moved, he tore through the heavens and the earth, causing massive rifts to appear with each step. All the ancient clan shadows blocking his way were torn in half by his tear heaven power. In that moment, the son of Xun'er, using this divine ability, became unstoppable. It seemed as though all things in the world, every living being, would be torn apart before him. The dream of returning to antiquity could not even slow him down. His roar echoed with madness as he tore through the encirclement of the three ancient clans, carving a bloody path forward. In the blink of an eye, he was already less than 100 yards from Wang Lin. Wang Lin's eyes shone with both determination and seriousness. As the son of Xun'er approached, he raised his right hand, fingers together, and slapped forward. As his palm descended, the son of Xun'er roared, treating Wang Lin as an obstacle in his path, and once again unleashed the tear heaven technique, tearing outward with both hands. At the moment Wang Lin's right palm fell, his fingers came together, and as the karma seal formed, he clenched his fist and pulled outward. Unseen forces surged from the son of Xun'er's hands, and Wang Lin extracted them with his punch. As he crushed these invisible forces, the son of Xun'er's hands momentarily paused, but he still continued his attack. In that moment, a searing pain spread from Wang Lin's forehead throughout his body, as though two giant hands were gripping him, trying to tear him apart. What a terrifying tear heaven technique! Wang Lin's pupils constricted. He stumbled backward in shock, his mind filled with a burning desire. He wanted to kill the son of Xun'er and seize everything from him, including this tear heaven technique. As he retreated, the son of Xun'er seemed driven mad. His steps never faltered as he relentlessly pursued. Again, his hands tore outward with immense force, and with a thunderous crash, his hands appeared to be stuck, as if Wang Lin's body was preventing him from tearing it apart. Tear heaven! With a fierce roar, the son of Xun'er tore once more. The pain surged through Wang Lin's body like a tidal wave, and a bloodline appeared between his brows, extending from his chest to his abdomen. Blood spurted like a long line, and Wang Lin could hear his body creaking, as if it were being torn apart. His skin had been ripped open, revealing bone. Indeed, the bloodline within his forehead was widening, exposing his skull beneath. His skin had split open, and his bones seemed to be cracking, struggling to hold together. At this critical moment, Wang Lin raised his left hand, imbued with life energy, and slapped toward the snarling son of Yema. At the same time, his right hand followed, emanating deathly energy that formed a black mist, heading straight for Yema. The life and death seal appeared. Yet, none of this could stop the frenzied son of Yema. He didn't care about his own injuries, nor did he fear death. His sole focus now was to tear Wang Lin's body apart. Tear heaven. With another deafening roar, the son of Yema's hands tore outward in that moment of life and death crisis. Wang Lin closed his eyes. As soon as his eyes shut, everything in the world became false. In that instant, all the pain vanished. At the same time, Wang Lin raised his hands, closed his eyes, and waved toward the illusory heavens and earth. With that wave, the sky dimmed, the earth withered, and the phantoms of the ancient three clans simultaneously disappeared, turning into wisps of illusory energy. Some of it merged with the sky above, while the rest fell into the earth below. Dream Dao art, merged with the dream of returning to antiquity, then this dream becomes mine. The aura of Dao Gu, the power of the ancient three clans, transformed into Dream Dao power, coalescing into my Wang Lin's divine ability, an immortal dream. I close my eyes, and everything is false. When I open my eyes, you enter my dream. Wang Lin suddenly opened his eyes wide. Wang Lin had previously studied the dream of returning to antiquity from the Qing light shield. Though the technique was powerful, it had its limitations. The so-called dream of returning to antiquity was essentially the ability of the shield's previous master to turn everything they had once seen into a dream using their divine powers, in order to kill. However, the previous master of the Qing light shield was already dead, and so was his dream, unable to undergo any vibrant transformations. Wang Lin's self-created Dream Dao art was inspired by this dream of returning to antiquity. Now, through this fusion, he replaced the Qing light shield's master, becoming the ruler of this dream. He became the ruler, and his thoughts could change everything in this dream. The moment he opened his eyes, he became the dream of returning to antiquity. His eyes opened, and the illusory heavens and earth immediately trembled. The sky became his eyes, and the earth also became his eyes. In the instant his eyes opened, the heavens and earth violently expanded and contracted. The entire world instantly became his eyes. The son of Yema's face turned pale as he abruptly turned around. What he saw stunned his spirit and shocked his mind. He saw, in that frenzied state, a vision of clarity. A massive pupil appeared in the sky and earth. From within this pupil, a cold, murderous aura emanated. The sky became the eyelid, and the earth formed the eye's base, interlocking with the pupil, forming a gigantic eye. If it had stopped there, he might not have been so horrified. But what truly struck terror into him was what his divine sense saw. His divine sense spread out, leaving the illusory world. Outside, he saw an immense face, and the place where he had been battling Wang Lin was merely the left eye of that face. It wasn't just a face. It was an infinitely large body, draped in white robes, with hair like a galaxy flowing in the wind. It was unmistakably Wang Lin. This sight made the son of Yema's mind explode. For a moment, he was frozen, almost unable to believe what his divine sense and eyes were seeing. He stood there, stunned. In the moment of his daze, the colossal figure of Wang Lin, in his white robes, slowly closed his left eye. As it closed, the world within that eye darkened, and a force capable of annihilating everything erupted at the instant the eye shut. This is impossible. The son of Yema turned around in a panic, wanting to see Wang Lin, who he had been tearing apart. But when he turned, there was no one there. Wang Lin had disappeared. Not only had Wang Lin vanished, but the rapidly dimming world now had no living being left in it, except for him. A terrifying fear instantly enveloped the son of Yema's mind. What kind of divine ability is this? The son of Yema's face went ashen, his eyes filled with panic. He quickly retreated, but he couldn't outrun the collapse of the world. As Wang Lin's left eye closed, the heavens and earth began to press in on him. I don't believe this. It's all fake. The son of Yema suddenly looked up and charged toward the collapsing sky, punching repeatedly. The sounds of the punches echoed, but nothing could stop the collapse of the heavens. After a while, with the heavens and earth continuously pressing together, only a small area remained. The son of Yema was now holding the sky with his hands and pressing his feet into the ground. His face twisted with pain as his body emitted cracking sounds in resistance. It's all fake. With a thunderous crash, the son of Yema's knees collapsed and his body knelt down. The heavens and earth pressed together, leaving only a few hundred feet of space. I am the son of Yema. I am born from his blood and soul. I will not fall. The son of Yema roared in pain as his arms exploded. The heavens and earth pressed completely together, merging into a single mass, with no more gaps remaining. From a distance, the enormous figure of Wang Lin could be seen, his left eye fully closed. His body shimmered with light and dispersed into tiny crystals. The dream had awakened. As the dream ended, the heavens and earth to their eyes, they only saw the son of Yema suspended in midair, continuously emitting painful roars, yet there was no illusory figure before him. Wang Lin, thousands of zhang away, sat motionless, his eyes closed. Less than 10 breaths later, Wang Lin's eyes suddenly opened, revealing a deep fatigue mixed with killing intent. His body moved forward, transforming into a roaring meteor streaking across the sky, with a flash of blood. A blood sword appeared in his right hand, and in an instant, he was upon the son of Yema, who was struggling in fear. The moment the son of Yema opened his eyes, revealing confusion, Wang Lin flashed past him like a streak of blood, and with a thunderous boom, the son of Yema's body split apart, dying with a look of endless bewilderment in his eyes. As his body shattered, the deceased son of Yema's two halves turned into 8 drops of purple blood, rushing toward Wang Lin and merging one by one into his forehead. The fatigue on Wang Lin's face grew more intense as he absorbed the 8 drops of blood. However, he did not immediately fuse them. Instead, he took a step toward the revolving wheel formation. Only when he stepped into the formation did he lose control, spitting out a mouthful of blood. His body swayed, and he immediately sat cross-legged next to Shizi Feng, quickly regulating his breathing to heal his injuries. The battle just now had been perilous. Killing the son of Yema was extremely difficult for Wang Lin without using the Li Guang Bao. Though he emerged victorious, he had been injured by the terrifying sky-rending technique. That sky-rending technique still left Wang Lin in fear, and even now, a bloodline mark from it remained on his forehead. Everything that had occurred in the dream of returning to antiquity had been real for Wang Lin. He had nearly been torn apart and killed by the son of Yema. At this moment, the sight of Wang Lin sitting cross-legged to heal his wounds was observed by the thousands of cultivators from the outer realm. After a brief silence, the air exploded with murderous intent. He's injured. He's healing. Now is the best time to kill him. Once he's injured, the revolving wheel formation will definitely malfunction. Break the formation and kill him. Upon realizing Wang Lin's grave injuries, the outer realm cultivators erupted in a frenzy. A series of long rainbows streaked through the sky, heading straight toward Wang Lin in the formation. Thunderous roars echoed as the thousands of cultivators unleashed a barrage of attacks. The revolving wheel formation began to twist violently, with ripples scattering in all directions. Shizi Feng, standing beside Wang Lin, turned pale, her eyes filled with anxiety. Outside the formation, the 5 injured supreme powers, gritting their teeth, rose into the air despite their wounds and launched their devotional power divine abilities toward the formation. Under the combined assault of these thousands of cultivators, the revolving wheel formation trembled ominously. The countless vengeful souls inside it roared, pushing the wheel, absorbing the destructive attacks one after another. Just as Shizi Feng was growing desperate, and Mu Bingmei and the pink-clad woman inside the formation shared her concern, Wang Lin, sitting cross-legged, suddenly opened his eyes. A cold gleam flashed within them. Though I am injured, killing all of you is still no problem. Wang Lin suppressed his injuries, raised his right hand, and pressed it down onto the revolving wheel formation. The formation roared as his energy surged into it. Revolving wheel, transform. Rotate in all directions. Wang Lin roared, his cultivation pouring into the formation with overwhelming force, causing the formation to erupt with a thunderous sound. Outside the formation, a massive wheel materialized. The wheel began to turn, powered by countless vengeful souls. As it spun, it altered the force of the heavens and earth, absorbing all that energy into itself. With each rotation, it unleashed the power of death. As the wheel spun relentlessly, all the outer realm cultivators nearby were struck by violent tremors, their bodies shattered, and their soul essences sucked into the wheel as its slaves. The thousands of outer realm cultivators retreated in horror, and in the blink of an eye, the wheel had spun 3 full rotations. After the 3rd rotation, many had perished, and those who managed to escape were so frightened that they dared not look back and fled in terror. At that moment, Wang Lin stood up, swept his right hand outward, and a drop of blood from his immortal bloodline, gathered in his forehead, appeared. The Li Guang bow materialized in his hand. Drawing the bowstring with a powerful pull, the bow formed a perfect arc. Despite his exhaustion, Wang Lin's eyes burned with killing intent as he fixed his gaze on the starry sky outside the formation. "One more step, and I will kill you again." As these words left his mouth, a ripple ran through the starry sky 100 feet outside the formation, and the figure of the Palm Sovereign appeared. He stared at Wang Lin for a long while, then turned and disappeared. After the Palm Sovereign departed, Wang Lin lowered his Li Guang bow, his injuries worsening. Blood dripped from the corner of his mouth as he sat cross-legged once more. Time flowed like a river, never halting, and in the blink of an eye, 9 months passed. During these 9 months, no cultivators from the outer realm came. Shi Zifeng's wine had been reheated time and again, but it never reached Wang Lin's lips again. After a full year, Shi Zifeng sighed and cast one after her. The one who approached Wang Lin was the woman in pink. However, within that radiance, there was still a hidden weariness. The battle with the son of Yema had left Wang Lin injured under the power of the sky-splitting technique. The strength of that technique was such that even now, just thinking of it, he still felt a lingering sense of fear. "You're awake." The woman in pink, sitting cross-legged nearby, gazed at Wang Lin with bright eyes and a gentle smile. "Has she left?" Wang Lin turned around to look. Within the formation, Shi Zifeng's figure had disappeared, leaving only Mu Bingmei sitting cross-legged in the distance, unmoving. "You've been healing for over a year. Sister Shizi has already left." The woman in pink spoke softly, her beautiful eyes looking at Wang Lin. After smiling, she continued, "Before she left, she asked me to pass on a message to you. She went to Qingling Star, but there she didn't find the disciple Xie Qing that you mentioned." Wang Lin was silent for a moment before nodding. For a while, neither of them spoke. As Wang Lin remained silent, the woman in pink also fell quiet. The starry sky was still. Before the arrival of any outer realm cultivators, one could occasionally see some faint and dazzling nebulae in the pitch-black sky. Their weak light appeared quite beautiful in this vast expanse. Accompanied by the nebulae and under the backdrop of the starry sky, the two of them seemed to have some indescribable ripples, gently echoing. "Many years have passed since we last parted. Do you know who I am?" After a long while, the woman in pink looked at Wang Lin, her expression complex, and spoke softly. "Hong Dai." Wang Lin didn't look at her, instead gazing at the starry sky in the realm. He spoke calmly. "So you already knew." The woman in pink closed her eyes. "It was Zhou Wutai who reminded me. He found a formation in the Snow Domain Nation. Inside that formation was a strand of your blue hair. I suppose the great tribulation you mentioned was likely mitigated by this." Wang Lin's mind recalled the formation he had seen earlier. This woman in pink was Hong Dai? But the once proud and solitary woman had changed so much over the years, her arrogance now hidden deep within her heart. Externally, there was no trace left of the vibrant, butterfly-like Hong Dai she once was. "Do you remember the Renegade Immortal realm back then? We even fought each other with magic." Hong Dai laughed lightly, reminiscing and speaking to Wang Lin as though they were old friends. "There was a time when I hated you, Wang Lin. You severed my arm in the rain realm. Wang Lin smiled bitterly, subconsciously touching his nose, but he remained silent. I never expected that after 2,000 years, we would still be here, laughing and talking. Seeing Wang Lin touch his nose, Hong Dai covered her mouth and giggled. Her eyes squinted like crescent moons, making her smile even more beautiful. Back then, you wanted to kill me, not the other way around. Wang Lin shook his head and smiled as well. Sister Shizi may have left, but she left behind some wine for you. Hong Dai looked at Wang Lin, and with a flick of her jade hand, a wine flask appeared and was handed to Wang Lin. Wang Lin took the wine flask and took a sip. And on Vermilion Bird Star, when we fought, you took my Kunji whip. Hong Dai said with a smile. It's all in the past. You still remember. Wang Lin gave another bitter smile, unsure of what to say. Of course I remember. If I hadn't been so heavily injured back then, I wouldn't have had my mind manipulated by Qian Feng. Speaking of which, thank you for helping me break free of the cycle of reincarnation in the Vermilion Bird Curtain. Hong Dai sighed as she recalled the past. We don't have deep hatred between us. It's all in the past now. You asked me to find the blue rose in the snow domain, and I found it. Hong Dai was one of the most unforgettable women Wang Lin had encountered in his early life, aside from Li Muan and Lu Mei. That once vibrant, butterfly-like figure, that proud woman, left a deep impression on him. 100 years of transformation into divinity should have been a delicate girl. At that time, I never imagined you would achieve what you have now. Everything feels like a dream, so unreal. Hong Dai shook her head. Time passed slowly. In the blink of an eye, 3 days had passed. During these 3 days, Wang Lin didn't continue healing but instead spent time reminiscing with Hong Dai, slowly regaining the feeling of when he was a weak cultivator on Vermilion Bird Star. That feeling was warm and comfortable. Later, during the battle between Luotian and the Alliance, I saw you, but you no longer recognized me. Hong Dai looked at Wang Lin, watching him step by step shine with dazzling light on Vermilion Bird Star. This light slowly expanded until it enveloped both the inner and outer realms. In her heart, Hong Dai felt admiration for Wang Lin. In her life, no one had earned her admiration, but if there was anyone who had, it was him. The bond between them could not be called love, yet there was an indescribable connection, one she couldn't even understand herself. Perhaps it was like wine. Over time, it naturally became familiar, and the conversation between the two gradually calmed down over the next few days. Wang Lin resumed his breathing exercises to heal his wounds, while Hong Dai silently sat beside him, gazing at the starry sky. In her eyes, there was confusion, complexity, and also brightness. A month, 2 months. Unknowingly, the 9th month of the 2nd year passed by in the blink of an eye. Until this day, in the starry sky outside the formation, a soft blue light appeared, flickering in and out of view, slowly spreading across the entire sky, replacing the dazzling glow of the starry domain. It filled the area outside the formation with a blue hue. The blue, like the sea, expanded and colored the revolving wheel formation, giving it a sorrowful beauty. Blue often evokes a sense of sadness, like melancholy. Wang Lin opened his eyes and looked at the blue outside the formation. He remained silent, watching as 2 figures slowly emerged from within the blue light that filled the starry sky. A man and a woman, father and daughter. Those were Blue Dream Dao Sovereign and Li Qianmei. After thinking for a year and 9 months, Blue Dream Dao Sovereign finally chose to arrive. He and his daughter paused for a moment outside the formation. Wang Lin's gaze passed over Blue Dream Dao Sovereign and fell on Li Qianmei. Li Qianmei had become much thinner. Her expression was dim, no longer possessing the grace she once had. When Wang Lin looked at her, she too looked at him, offering a bitter smile. If there was one woman besides Li Muan who Wang Lin would remember, it would be Li Qianmei. Li Qianmei was a beautiful, unforgettable encounter, born from 3 questions, repeated meetings due to her relentless pursuit. That one sentence of hers had always remained in Wang Lin's heart. If one day I am no longer here, will you still remember that once in your life, there was a woman named Li Qianmei? Li Qianmei made it impossible for Wang Lin to forget her. 10 years of blood staining, the withering of beauty, her unregretful assistance in seeking medicine for him, and her pale face closing its eyes in the cloud sea rift, she died without a shred of regret. For her, Wang Lin went to the outer realm, seeking Blue Dream Dao Sovereign to ensure that Li Qianmei would continue to live until the moment she awakened. In the skies of Blue Mountain, enduring the endless backlash, Wang Lin only wished to confirm her awakening. But that sentence, "Who are you?" was like a blade, severing everything. That sentence made Wang Lin understand so much. He gave up his resistance, allowing the backlash from Blue Mountain to send his body flying further and further away. "You've grown thinner." Wang Lin looked at Li Qianmei for a long time, then spoke softly. Li Qianmei trembled, tears flowing from the corners of her eyes. She had long since regained her memories and recalled everything from that time. Hearing Wang Lin's words now, she could no longer hold back and tears streamed down her face. Hong Dai watched all this, stunned for a moment. She gazed at the two of them, quietly standing aside. Blue Dream Dao Sovereign sighed softly. He took Li Qianmei by the hand and stepped toward the formation. In the blink of an eye, they were less than 10 paces away from it. The revolving wheel formation hummed, faintly beginning to operate. Wang Lin's gaze shifted from Li Qianmei to Blue Dream Dao Sovereign. His eyes flashed with a sharp gleam, but it quickly dissipated. With a wave of his hand, the revolving wheel formation ceased its operation. In front of Blue Dream Dao Sovereign, an elliptical light circle appeared, leading to where Wang Lin stood. Without hesitation, Blue Dream Dao Sovereign led Li Qianmei into the light circle. In one step, they arrived before Wang Lin, sitting down beside him. Blue Dream Dao Sovereign's gaze swept over Wang Lin's back and landed on the Celestial Emperor furnace. His eyes softened. "I know you like wine. This is blue silk wine I brewed myself. Would you care to try it?" Blue Dream Dao Sovereign waved his right hand, and a water blue wine flask floated toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin smiled, taking the wine and setting it aside. "I rarely misjudge people in my life. Here, I admit, in the past, I underestimated you. In the illusory reality grand formation, I had no choice but to intervene. On one hand, it was for my own sake, and on the other, for my daughter. At that time, I always thought that although you were excellent, unless you severed your ties with the inner realm, you wouldn't be worthy to be my son-in-law." Blue Dream Dao Sovereign's son-in-law. Blue Dream Dao Sovereign took out a flask of wine and took a sip, speaking slowly. "I didn't expect you to reach your current cultivation level on your own. Give me the 5 consorts, and you shall be my son-in-law. From now on, I will bring the Blue Silk clan and join the inner realm. With this old bone of mine, I will pave the way for you ahead." Blue Dream Dao Sovereign took a large gulp of wine and revealed his decision after a year and 9 months of contemplation. Li Qianmei trembled, turning her head to look at her father. On their journey here, her father had said nothing about these words. She understood. Her father was one of the 5 ancient sovereigns, and with such, let the past be, and move on. "Wang Lin, I'll wait for your answer here." Blue Dream Dao Sovereign spoke calmly. Blue Dream Dao Sovereign was not in a hurry. Instead, he sat beside, gazing at the starry sky of the outer realm, waiting for Wang Lin's response. Li Qianmei remained silent for a long time, slowly sitting down cross-legged. Her position was subtly chosen, close to Wang Lin, as if to guard against her father. Blue Dream Dao Sovereign could not have failed to notice his daughter's actions. A slight, almost imperceptible shadow crossed his eyes, but even Li Qianmei did not notice. Time passed, and in the blink of an eye, the last 3 months of the second year gradually slipped away. This second year had been very calm, with no fighting. On the final day of the second year, Red Butterfly stood up and looked at Wang Lin. This year had passed quickly for her. Sensing that Red Butterfly was about to leave, Wang Lin opened his eyes. "Are you leaving?" Wang Lin spoke calmly. "I've already taken up a year of your time. I must leave. Sister Mu is still waiting." Red Butterfly smiled slightly and nodded. "Take care," Wang Lin said, looking at Red Butterfly. The pride she once had was no longer visible. Red Butterfly smiled, gave Wang Lin a deep look, and was about to turn to leave when she suddenly paused, turning her head to look at Wang Lin, hesitation in her eyes. Master once said that in her early years, she met a great Confucian named Wang. At that time, I was unable to survive. It was that great Confucian who guided Master and left behind an array and gave me the name Red Butterfly." Upon hearing this, Wang Lin's eyes immediately burst with bright, strange light. His body tensed, and his expression showed disbelief and shock. "What did you say?" The change in Wang Lin's expression caught Red Butterfly's attention. She fell silent for a while, and then repeated her words. Listening to Red Butterfly's words, Wang Lin remained silent for a long time. His heart surged with tumultuous waves. He couldn't understand. Everything had clearly been a dream he wove, a lie using Tao arts to deceive himself. It was supposed to be false, an illusion he created for his own sense of fulfillment. But Red Butterfly's words shattered that illusion, leaving Wang Lin suddenly unable to distinguish what was real. How could this be? What is true and what is false? Why is this happening? Wang Lin had once thought he understood the origin, but at this moment, confusion overwhelmed him. Had he truly understood? Red Butterfly turned and walked toward the distance. But after taking only a few steps, she paused again, hesitated for a moment, and turned back to ask another question. "Qing Shui is your senior brother. Do you know him well? What do you want to ask?" Wang Lin, forcing himself to pull his thoughts from the shock, looked at Red Butterfly and spoke slowly. "Does he have any family?" Red Butterfly bit her lower lip, and after a long while, seemed to come to a decisive conclusion in her heart. Wang Lin furrowed his brows, carefully watching Red Butterfly. His mind flashed to a moment in Luotian's star domain when Qing Shui had stood before Red Butterfly, seemingly protecting her from an attack. Senior brother is a man of misfortune. His entire clan was destroyed when he was young. After entering the immortal realm, his wife also passed away. He has a daughter, who, through countless cycles of reincarnation, probably no longer remembers the past. If he does have family, that daughter is his only remaining kin. Wang Lin spoke softly. These words struck Red Butterfly's ears, causing her to tremble. She closed her eyes. After a long time, she opened them, but they were filled with confusion. Her daughter has a red birthmark on her left shoulder. This mark does not fade with reincarnation. Wang Lin looked at Red Butterfly with deep meaning. Red Butterfly staggered back a few steps, her face instantly paling. "Thank you," she murmured, so softly that even she could barely hear herself. In an instant, she turned into a streak of light, rushing toward Luotian, moving at the speed of her cultivation. She was determined to see Qing Shui again. Red Butterfly was gone. On the last day of the second year, Mu Bingmei approached Wang Lin's side. She didn't say a word, simply sitting quietly beside him, nodding to Li Qianmei as a greeting, before closing her eyes to meditate. Li Qianmei knew Mu Bingmei. The two had met in the Sea of Clouds and were aware of each other's identities. Wang Lin did not respond to Blue Dream Dao, Sovereign immediately. He, too, was reflecting on Blue Dream Dao Sovereign's earlier words. 6 months passed into the third year before Wang Lin opened his eyes from meditation and looked toward Blue Dream Dao Sovereign. "I have a wife," was the first sentence Wang Lin said to Blue Dream Dao Sovereign. Li Qianmei lowered her head, hiding the faint sorrow in her eyes from Wang Lin. "You can still have a second wife." Blue Dream Dao Sovereign smiled faintly, glancing at his daughter, and spoke softly. "You can take your time to think about it. There's no rush. I brought my daughter here with no intention of leaving. Your power alone cannot deal with 7 colors and War Ghost, can it?" Blue Dream Dao Sovereign's gaze fell upon Wang Lin. "If I had wanted to, I could have entered the profound tribulation years ago, to face the tribulation. If I had passed 9 times, I would have reached the void tribulation stage, but I wasn't sure I could make it. Yet, even though the 7 colors Taoist and that War Ghost have powerful cultivation, even with the third presence, with my help, we may still win." Blue Dream Dao Sovereign spoke slowly. His words were incomprehensible to Li Qianmei and Mu Bingmei, but Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. "So, you knew about that matter as well?" Wang Lin exchanged gazes with Blue Dream Dao Sovereign. "I should be the second person to know about it after War Ghost, among the beings born in this realm." Blue Dream Dao Sovereign sighed softly. "When I first learned of it, I thought it was absurd. I wouldn't have believed it, but the one who told me this was my wife, the 5th immortal consort sealed in the furnace behind you. Her words, I could not doubt." Blue Dream Dao Sovereign shook his head bitterly. The 8 consorts of the immortal venerable, descending from the outer realms, among which the 5th consort lost her physical body, leaving only her soul. My wife perfectly fused with her soul, and the fifth consort took over her body. But she didn't destroy my wife's soul. Instead, she used this connection to have me help her accomplish certain tasks. When the illusory reality grand formation triggered your killing tribulation, I wouldn't have interfered, but she threatened me with my wife's soul. I had no choice but to act. I could destroy the fifth consort, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. 2 years ago, Palm Sovereign came to me, saying he could help me expel the fifth consort's soul from my wife's body. The whole world believes that if this were done, Blue Dream would disregard everything to help them fulfill their tasks. But they were wrong. I love my wife more than anyone else. No one understands this matter like I do. My wife's soul had already fused with the fifth consort's, and they could never be separated. If one dies, so does the other. I can't bear to act, and there's still a glimmer of hope. I alone must endure. Sealing her is my release. Blue Dream Tao Sovereign spoke with a complex expression. She is gone, only sadness remains. My few actions have made my daughter wary and resentful of me. So, I will not make another move against you. Moreover, this war has long since reached a point where continuing is pointless. We're all just cultivators of the same realm. Blue Dream Tao Sovereign stood up, his sleeves sweeping, his eyes glowing with a bright blue light as he gazed at the ancient stars beyond the formation. At the same time, Wang Lin's eyes narrowed sharply, emitting a cold gleam as he looked toward the starry sky outside the formation. There, 3 long rainbows were speeding toward them, carrying a terrifying killing intent and resentment, roaring through the air. Inside those 3 rainbows were 3 people Wang Lin recognized. They were the mystic Tone Tao Sovereign, the 9 Heavens Demon Venerable, and the Great Baron Sage. These 3 had originally been trapped by Wang Lin in the ancient burial ground, and they shouldn't have appeared now. But they had been freed by Palm Sovereign, and their hatred for Wang Lin was so great that their appearance now was with the intent to kill. This day was 6 months into the 2nd year. There was still half a year until the agreed time between Wang Lin and the 4 great generals. Wang Lin, I know you still have your guard up against me. Even my daughter doesn't trust me when you meditate. Today, I will prove something as a father. Blue Dream Tao Sovereign spoke to Wang Lin, but his gaze was filled with fatherly kindness as he looked at Li Qianmei. With a flick of his sleeve, Blue Dream Tao Sovereign took a step toward the outer realm. His body transformed into a streak of blue light, roaring out, and in the blink of an eye, he exited the formation and appeared far in the sky. Mystic Tone, 9 Heavens, Great Baron, the 3 of you get out of here. Blue Dream Tao Sovereign suddenly roared. His voice thundered like a sonic wave, shaking the starry sky, creating an immense storm that swirled in all directions, causing the figures of Mystic Tone and the other 2 to halt. Blue Dream, what do you want to do? Blue Dream Tao Sovereign, why are you stopping us? No reason. If you don't leave in 3 breaths, don't blame me for killing. Blue Dream Tao Sovereign's long hair swirled as he stood there. Behind him was the revolving wheel grand formation, and in front of him stood the 3 of them. But his figure was like a mountain, unmoving. No one could step a single foot closer. With his peak void profound cultivation, in that instant, a terrifying aura exploded from him, shaking the very heavens. His presence alone made the entire starry sky tremble, as if the heavens themselves were about to yield to him. Mystic Tone Tao Sovereign's expression changed, and he exchanged glances with the 9 Heavens Demon Venerable and the Great Baron Sage. They all understood the mutual caution in each other's eyes. The 5 ancient sovereigns of antiquity had differing levels of cultivation. Although the Palm Sovereign was the most terrifying, the full eruption of the Blue Dream Tao Sovereign's power was even more horrifying. Over the years, if not for the fact that the Blue Dream Tao Sovereign's wife became an obstacle to his Tao heart's perfection, he might have entered the void profound stage with an insatiable drive. Even the Palm Sovereign could not sway.